I walk in, see Sarah with Mike on our couch. My heart's pounding, hands shaking. Her lies hit me like a truck. She stammers excuses, but I'm frozen, mind spinning. Mid-breath, I turn, walk out dazed. It's the moment that rips everything apart, sending me back to when I first missed the signs. Hey, I'm Jake, 32, just trying to figure out how it all went sideways. Been married to Sarah for 5 years now, and up until recently, I thought we had a decent thing going. I mean, it wasn't perfect, whose life is, but it felt solid enough. I work construction, swinging hammers and hauling lumber all day, decent paid to keep the bills covered. Sarah's got this office gig, something about data entry, I think, she's never real clear about it. We've got a little place, 2 bedrooms, nothing fancy, but it's got a porch I like sitting on with a beer after work. Friday nights were our thing, grabbing some pizza or Chinese, crashing on the couch with a movie. I'd pick something dumb like an action flick, she'd roll her eyes but watch anyway. That was us, you know? Comfortable. At least, that's what I told myself. Looking back, though, there were these little cracks I didn't want to see. Sarah's always been kinda moody, snapping at me over nothing, like if I left a dish in the sink or forgot to take the trash out. I just shrug it off, figure she's stressed or whatever. But then there'd be these other things, stuff that didn't add up if I thought too hard about it. Like how she'd come home late some nights, hair a little messy, saying, "Work ran long," with this tight smile. I'd ask how her day was, and she'd dodge it. "Oh, you know, same old." Then change the subject fast. Her phone was another thing. Always face down on the counter, buzzing with texts she'd glance at but never open when I was around. Once, I jokingly asked who she was texting so much, and she got all prickly, saying it was just work stuff. I let it go, didn't want to start a fight over nothing. She's always been good at that, though, talking her way around things. Sarah's got this way of making you feel dumb for even asking, like I'm the one overthinking it. And I bought it, every time. I tell myself it's just how she is, that marriage isn't some fairy tale where everything's smooth. Plus, I loved her, or thought I did. The way she'd laugh at my bad jokes sometimes, or how she'd curl up next to me on the couch even if she'd been grumpy all day. That stuff felt real, kept me from digging deeper. I figured we were a team, building something together, even if it creaked a little. But then there were these moments that stuck out, things I couldn't shake off as easy. Like how she'd started wearing more perfume lately, stronger stuff, not the light florals she used to like. She'd say it was a gift from a coworker, but she'd never say who. Or how she'd come home with her makeup just a touch off, like she'd freshened it up before walking in. I'd notice, but I wouldn't say anything, didn't want to be that paranoid husband checking up on his wife. I'd just sit there, sipping my beer, telling myself I'm imagining things. Maybe she's just tired, maybe work's rough. That's what I kept repeating in my head anyway. Then one night it hit different. We're in bed, lights off, and I'm drifting off after a long day, muscles sore, mind fuzzy. Sarah's asleep next to me, breathing soft, and I'm almost out when she starts mumbling. Happens sometimes, no big deal. But this time, I hear it clear as anything. Mike. Not my name, Jake, just Mike. All soft and happy like she's smiling in her sleep. I blink awake, staring at the ceiling, heart thumping a little harder than it should. Who's Mike? I lie there, trying to piece it together. Maybe a coworker, maybe some random dream nonsense. I don't wake her up, feels stupid to make a thing out of it. But it's like a splinter in my brain, poking at me. I roll over, tell myself it's nothing, that I'm overreacting. Still, that name sits there, heavy, and for the first time, I feel this tiny crack in the life I thought we had. Something's off, and I can't unhear it. So, after that night with the Mike thing in her sleep, I couldn't shake it. It's like my brain latched onto it, replaying it over and over while I'm laying there in the dark. I didn't bring it up to Sarah. How do you even start that convo? Hey babe, who's Mike, the guy you're dreaming about? Nah, I kept it to myself, but it flipped a switch. Suddenly, all those little things I'd brushed off before weren't so little anymore. They started piling up, and I couldn't stop noticing. Sarah's always been slippery with her stories, but now it's like I'm seeing it in HD. She'd come home late, like, way past when her office gig should have ended, and say she had to finish up some reports. But there's no extra cash in her paycheck, no tired rants about deadlines. Just that same tight smile, like she's daring me to ask more. I don't though. I just nod, crack open a beer, and let it simmer in my head. Then there's the phone stuff, worse now. It's not just face down anymore, she's taking it with her everywhere. Bathroom, kitchen, even when she's grabbing something from the garage. One night, it buzzes while we're eating dinner, spaghetti, nothing special, and she snatches it up, silences it, and says it's spam. I catch her smirking at the screen later though, when she thinks I'm not looking. Spam doesn't make you smile like that. Her vibe's off too. Some days she's all dolled up, heels, extra makeup, that heavy perfume I can smell from across the room. She'll say it's for a meeting. But since when does data entry need a full face and a push-up bra? Other days she's distracted, barely hearing me when I talk about my day, like how the crew hit a water line and flooded the site. She just hum, eyes on her phone, then mutter something about being tired. Tired from what? Sitting at a desk? I start wondering where she's really going, what she's really doing. It's eating at me, but I don't want to be the guy who accuses his wife of something crazy. Not yet. I start watching her more though, quietly, like I'm some detective in my own house. Her car's a mess one day, fast food wrappers, a coffee cup from a place we never go to. She says she grabbed lunch with a coworker. But it's weird, she's never mentioned eating out before. Another time, she's on a call when I walk in from work, voice low and rushed. She hangs up quick, says it's HR about benefits. But her cheeks are red, and she won't look at me. Benefits don't make you blush. I don't call her out, I just file it away, another piece that doesn't fit. One night, I can't take it anymore. She's in the shower, water running loud, and her phone's sitting there on the counter. I grab it, heart thumping like I'm about to get caught stealing. It's locked, same as always, passcode I don't know. I swipe anyway, see a notification flash. See you tomorrow. Just that, no full name, cut off by the lock screen. My stomach twists. M for Mike? I don't know, but it's enough to make my hands shake as I set it back down. She comes out, towel wrapped around her, humming like everything's fine, and I just stare at her, feeling this mix of mad and lost. I don't say a word, just head to the porch with a beer, trying to cool off. The lies are stacking up now. And I'm seeing her different. She's still Sarah, same sharp laugh, same way of flipping her hair when she's annoyed, but it's like there's a mask slipping. She'll cuddle up to me on the couch some nights, all sweet, asking about my day like she cares. But it feels off, like she's playing a part, keeping me from asking questions. I play along too, nodding, smiling, but inside I'm spinning. Who's she texting? Where's she going? Who's this Mike guy? I don't have proof, just this gut feeling that's getting louder every day. Our life's starting to blur out of focus. I'm still going to work, swinging that hammer, but my head's somewhere else. The guys notice I'm quieter, ask if I'm good. I say yeah, just tired, but it's more than that. I'm living with someone I don't trust anymore, and it's messing me up. Sarah keeps acting like nothing's wrong, chatting about groceries or some show she wants to watch, but it's hollow. I'm not buying it, not fully. That name, Mike, keeps echoing from her dream, and every time she opens her mouth, I'm waiting for another lie to slip out. I don't confront her though, I'm not ready. I just keep watching, waiting for the truth to break through. By now, I'm on edge all the time. Every day with Sarah feels like walking on a tightrope, waiting for it to snap. Her lies are piling up, late nights, weird phone stuff, that Mike name from her dream, and I'm stuck in this loop of watching her, trying to figure out what's real. I don't want to believe she's doing me dirty, but the signs are screaming at me. I'm not sleeping right, barely eating, just going through the motions at work while my head's spinning with what-ifs. Then it all blows up, and there's no going back. It's a Thursday, One of those rare days the crew knocks off early. Boss says we hit a snag with permits, so I'm free by noon. I figure I'll surprise Sarah, grab some subs, maybe try to feel normal for once. I'm driving home, sandwich bag on the passenger seat, thinking maybe I've been too hard on her, maybe I'm seeing ghosts. I pull into the driveway, and her car's there, which is weird, she's supposed to be at work. My gut twists, but I tell myself she's just home early, no big deal. I grab the food, head inside, and that's when my whole world flips upside down. I step into the living room, and there she is, Sarah, my wife, tangled up with some guy on our couch. Not just any guy, Mike. I don't know how I know his name, but I do, like her dream whispered it into my bones. They're all cozy, her legs draped over his, laughing like I don't exist. My heart slams into my ribs so hard I can hear it, a dull thud drowning out everything else. The sub bag slipped from my hands, hit the floor with a soft thud, and they both freeze. Sarah's eyes snap to me, wide and guilty, and she jumps up, tugging her shirt straight like that's gonna fix it. Mike just sits there, smirking a little, like he's won something. She starts talking fast. Jake, oh my gosh, you're home early, this isn't what it looks like. But it's all static to me. I'm staring at them, at her lipstick smudged on his jaw, at his jacket tossed on my chair like he owns the place. Every lie she's ever told me flashes through my head, the late nights, the meetings, the phone she guards like it's gold. It's not a hunch anymore, it's right here, real and ugly. My chest tightens, like someone squeezing it, and my hands are trembling so bad I shove them in my pockets. I want to yell, throw something, make her feel this hole opening up inside me, but I can't. I'm just stuck, breath caught in my throat, watching her scramble. She keeps going, voice high and shaky. He's just a friend, we were catching up, I didn't know you'd be home. But it's garbage, and we both know it. Her face is flushed, hair messy in a way it never is after work, and Mike's still lounging there, not even pretending to care. I see it all now, the perfume, the dodged questions, that stupid smirk she'd get texting. Spam. It's been him this whole time. My stomach churns, hot and sour, and I feel like I'm gonna be sick, but I don't move. I just stand there, letting it sink in, every second carving it deeper into me. I don't say a word. What's there to say? She's caught, and she knows it. Her eyes are darting, searching for a way to spin this, but there's nothing left. I look at Mike, his dumb smug face, and I wonder how long he's been laughing at me behind my back. Months? Longer? I think about that dream again, her saying his name so soft and happy, and it hits me, she's been gone from me for a while. I was just too blind to see it. My legs feel heavy, like they're bolted to the floor, but my mind's racing, replaying every moment I let slide. Finally, I turn around. Sarah's still talking. Jake, wait, let me explain. But I'm done listening. I grab my keys from the counter, leave the subs where they fell, and walk out. The door clicks shut behind me, cutting her off mid-sentence, and I'm in my truck before I even know what I'm doing. I don't peel out or slam anything, just sit there, hands on the wheel, staring at the dashboard. My breathing's shallow, chest still tight, and my head's a mess. I see her with him every time I blink, like it's burned into my eyes. All those lies, all that time I trusted her, and it's nothing now, just a pile of trash she built our life on. I drive off eventually, no idea where I'm going, just needing to move. I end up in some empty lot a few miles away, engine off, silence pressing in. I sit there for an hour, maybe two, running it all back. The late nights, the excuses, that name, Mike. It's all so clear now, sharp and brutal, and I'm kicking myself for not seeing it sooner. I don't cry or scream, just sit there, numb, letting the truth settle in like a weight I can't shake. My marriage, my home, everything I thought we had, it's gone, and I'm alone with it, trying to figure out how I missed the collapse. After walking in on Sarah with Mike, I don't know how to be in my own house anymore. I don't leave right away, can't really. My name's on the lease, my stuff's here, and I'm still processing that gut punch. So I stay, but I'm not really there. It's like I'm a shadow moving through the rooms, dodging her like she's a stranger I don't want to deal with. She keeps acting like nothing happened, and that's the wildest part, how she can just carry on, lying to my face like it's nothing. The first night after, I don't sleep in our bed. I grab a blanket, crash on the couch, and tell her I tossed and turned too much. When she asks, she doesn't push it, just shrugs, says, "Suit yourself," and goes back to scrolling her phone. I lie there, staring at the ceiling, replaying that scene on the couch, her with him, that smirk on his face. It's stuck in my head, looping like a bad movie I can't turn off. My chest aches, not loud and sharp anymore, but dull, like something's been hollowed out. I don't want to talk to her, don't want to hear more excuses. I just want space, but I'm stuck in this house with her, breathing the same air. She keeps up the routine, cooking dinner, chatting about random stuff like the neighbor's dog or some sale at the store. She'll toss out a "How was work?" like we're still a normal couple, and I'll grunt something short, barely looking at her. One night she tries to lean in for a kiss, casual, like it's habit, and I'd pull back so fast she freezes. Her eyes narrow, but she doesn't say anything, just huffs and walks off. I don't care. That fake affection she's peddling, I'm not buying it anymore. She's still texting, still sneaking glances at her phone, probably to Mike, and I'm past wondering. I know who she is now. I start changing things, little by little. Work becomes my excuse. I pick up extra shifts, tell her I'm covering for a guy. Or, they need me late. Truth is, I'd rather be hauling lumber in the dark than sitting across from her at the table, listening to her spin more stories. When I'm home, I'm out of sync, eating leftovers alone, showering when she's asleep, keeping my distance. She doesn't seem to notice, or if she does, she doesn't care. She'll ramble on about her day. "Oh, work was so busy." And I'll just nod, barely hearing it. It's all noise now, a script she's reading to keep the mask on. I'm plotting my way out, though. Late at night, when she's in bed, I'm on my phone, scrolling through apartment listings. Nothing fancy, just a one-bedroom somewhere cheap, somewhere that's mine. I start stashing cash, too, tucking 20s into an old toolbox she never touches. It's slow, but it's something solid, something I can hold on to while everything else crumbles. I don't tell anyone, not the guys at work, not my folks. It's just me and this plan, building it up brick by brick in my head. The pain's still there, this heavy thing sitting on my ribs, but it's mixing with something else now, resolve, maybe. I'm not just drifting anymore, I'm moving toward a door. Sarah's oblivious, or at least she acts like it. She'll flutter around the house, humming some tune, tossing out little comments. "We should repaint the kitchen soon. Like we've got a future here." I don't respond, just let her words hang in the air. Once, she catches me staring at her, not mad, just blank, and asks what's wrong. I shrug, say, "Nothing," and walk out to the porch. She doesn't follow. I don't think she wants to know what's behind my eyes anymore. She's too busy keeping her own game going. That's fine. I'm not playing it with her. Living like this, it's weird, like I'm a tenant in my own life. The house doesn't feel like home. It's just a shell I'm passing through. I stop caring about the little things. Dishes pile up, grass grows too long, and she doesn't say a word about it. Maybe she's checked out too, in her own way, lost in whatever she's got with Mike. I don't ask, don't dig. I've seen enough. Every time she opens her mouth, I hear the lies underneath, and it's like static I've learned to tune out. I'm not mad anymore, just done. The wall I'm building, it's getting taller. I'm still hurting, can't lie about that, but it's quieter now, buried under this need to get free. She doesn't see it, doesn't know I'm already halfway gone. I'm just waiting for the right moment, the last piece to click, and then I'm out. For now I coast, letting her think she's still got me fooled, while I'm counting down the days. It's time. I've been coasting long enough, living like a ghost in that house with Sarah, and I can't do it anymore. The cash I've stashed is enough for a deposit, the apartment's lined up, a cheap one-bedroom across town, and I'm done waiting. One Saturday morning I make my move. She's still asleep, sprawled out in bed like nothing's wrong, and I'm in the living room, packing a duffel bag. Clothes, my work boots, a couple photos of my folks I don't want to leave behind. It's not much, but it's mine. I grab a pen, scribble a note on a scrap of paper. I'm gone. Don't call. And leave it on the counter. Simple, no drama, just the truth. I'm halfway through zipping the bag when she shuffles in, coffee mug in hand, hair a mess. She sees me, stops, and squints like she's trying to figure out a puzzle. What are you doing? She asks, voice flat, no real worry in it. I don't look up, just keep moving. Leaving, I say, slinging the bag over my shoulder. Her lips twitch, almost a smirk, and she leans against the counter. You'll be back, she mutters, sipping her coffee like it's no big deal. That's it, no fight, no tears, just her acting like I'm bluffing. I don't argue, don't bother explaining. I've said what I need to. I grab my keys and walk out, door clicking shut behind me, her words fading into the hum of the fridge. I toss the bag in my truck, start the engine, and drive. No looking back, no second thoughts, just the road stretching out ahead. My chest feels heavy, but it's different now, like a weight's still there, but it's not crushing me anymore. I head straight to the motel I'd booked for a couple nights, just to bridge the gap till the apartment's ready. It's a dump, stained carpet, flickering TV, but it's quiet, and it's mine. I drop my bag, sit on the lumpy bed, and let the silence settle in. For the first time in months, I'm not sharing space with her lies. Sarah's probably still at the house, sipping that coffee, maybe texting Mike already. I don't care. Her reaction, or lack of it, doesn't surprise me. She's been checked out longer than I have, living in her own little world where I'm just background noise. Maybe she'll call him over now, laugh about how I finally caught on. Doesn't matter. She's not my problem anymore. I've spent too long trying to decode her, picking apart every word, every dodge. Now, it's just static I don't have to hear. Sitting there, I think about how it all fell apart. That dream, her saying, Mike, like he was someone she loved, feels like a lifetime ago. I missed so much, ignored the cracks till they swallowed me whole. The late nights, the phone, the way she'd pull away even when she was right next to me, it's all so obvious now. I'm mad at her, sure, but I'm madder at myself for buying it so long. Still, dwelling on it won't fix anything. I'm out, and that's what counts. The future's blurry, I won't lie. I've got a job, a place lined up, but no clue what's next. Maybe I'll call my folks tomorrow, tell them I'm on my own now. Maybe I'll grab a beer with the guys from work, let them rib me about being a bachelor again. It's scary, this blank slate, but it's mine. No more tiptoeing around her, no more second-guessing every move. The pain's still there, a quiet ache in my ribs, but it's fading under this new thing, freedom, I guess. I don't know where I'm headed, but it's forward, away from her and all those lies she wove into our life. I lean back on the bed, close my eyes, and breathe. The motel's stale air fills my lungs, and it's the best breath I've taken in months. Sarah's voice, her excuses, that name, they're slipping away, disappearing into the past where they belong. I'm here, alone, and for once, that feels okay. Leave a comment with your thoughts on the story. And subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new interesting stories. See you soon.